everybody. This is a first. Tom Leyden with you. I'm joined by Rachel Milbury. And Rachel, we're walking.
Yes, we are.
This is actually pretty darn cool.
It's beautiful outside.
I have not done a podcast while on the move, so I trust that I'm in good enough shape that I will not run out of breath during this conversation.
I trust that as well.
I'm very intrigued to kind of hear how you put it all together, because in life we all have a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And you have to piece it together like a puzzle. And what I find intriguing about you is that personal trainer.
Yes.
Delving into the real estate market.
Mm-hmm.
So you're balancing not only that, but also your responsibilities as a mom.
Yes. 3 kids.
Woo, baby.
Yep.
So tell me how you do it all, how you balance this very complex life.
Oh, it's not that balanced, I guess you could say. Just extremely busy, like I try to fit in my clients most of the days in the morning. Then I actually have a behavioral therapy job with a child who has autism in the afternoons. Then I come home and then I usually drive my kids all over the place. When I can fit it in, I do my real estate stuff, and it's just a lot. I'm very busy.
So let's talk about them each individually, because
Okay.
all of that's very intriguing.
Okay.
So you actually have a method, and you have branded your method, and I'm now benefiting from this method, which is called the Milbury Method. Where did that start? What's it all about? What are the core tenets of what you're trying to achieve with people as you work with them?
Okay, so I started, I would say, like it was my own experience of getting overweight and learning how to lose weight. So that's kind of like my expertise, I would say. I learned how to count my calories and consider portion sizes and to exercise efficiently in order to, I personally lost 40 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Back in college. And then
So
after,
10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, sure. Feels like it. And then after I had children, I started CrossFit, and that's really where I found my passion and really got into really good shape, and then started coaching CrossFit. And then I had people looking for individual coaching, and that's when I started doing my personal training.
Everybody's a little bit different.
Yes.
I am partaking in the Milbury Method along with my girlfriend Danielle. So you're working with us together.
Yes.
And she's much better at following the program than I am. Because, I mean, truthfully, right now, I'm just looking to shed some pounds, get back in some respectable shape. I was in pretty good shape a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. But I watch what the two of you do, and it's actually pretty beneficial because I've never really done what you instruct us collectively to do, and Danielle does, which is, counting the macros and the calories and all the rest of that stuff. So, I mean, how do you deal with a person like me who may not necessarily be ready to adapt to exactly what you want to do?
Well, you have to start with the basics and just kind of teach people how to, I guess, cut out certain things maybe. Like, I don't like to say cut out all sweets or all sugar or all carbs ever. Like, everything is in moderation, but making small changes to your diet and nutrition, if you can, is really good. So you just become more aware of what kind of things you shouldn't be doing. Like maybe cut out a couple beers each week, just try to cut down on those things and try to cut out some of the candy and sweets and things like that.
I feel like you're talking directly to me. This is not fair.
I kind of am.
Okay.
And then
I represent the everyman.
As you get more comfortable with that, maybe you want to, go up a level, and then you want to start really getting specific about how many grams of protein you're eating each day. Maybe eventually you'll want to weigh it and measure it and log it. But maybe not, Sometimes the basics is good enough for some people. Others want, more intense coaching and to be very specific with their nutrition. So I just do my best to try to encourage.
I'll get there. I like to say that every day I'm just trying to get better. And, when we started, I took a picture of the scale, and stunningly, I was up to 227, which is crazy. I know I'm 6'3", so it's not like I was fat. But,
Right.
I mean, believe it or not, 2.5 years ago, I think I was like 195, 200. So, I mean, that's a lot of weight that you're carrying, a lot of stress you're putting on all your joints and all the rest of it. So Just trying to trim down a little bit, and I'm actually at 221 right now, so good work.
Good work.
How long's it been? Like 5 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So
I'll take it. I have just been more aware of not having as much candy.
Yeah.
And trimming the beers a little bit. I get it.
Yeah, just having that awareness and someone to keep you somewhat accountable is huge. Makes a big difference.
Big time. So, behavioral therapy?
Yes. So I have a master's in social work, which I've been out of for a long time, but I was looking for a part-time something and found this job online, and I'm working with a little 5-year-old child and helping him learn how to communicate better, how to, get along socially, how to do some academic things like counting and numbers and things like that. And he's amazing. It's really fun.
That's good. I bet very rewarding on a daily basis,
It is.
too.
It
And
is.
I would recommend, by the way, not only you, but those who are listening, to also listen to the conversation that I had with Asanka Mooring, because Asanka is very, very involved in the neurodiverse world, and she works very closely with CPAC.
Okay.
And inspiring. One of the best people I've met
Awesome.
in my time here doing this Westwood living thing. So, Asanka Mooring's podcast. Listen, people.
Okay.
All right, so now real estate.
Yes.
Take me through who you're working with, why you made that decision, and where you see that going.
So I started working with Berkshire Hathaway back in January. And I started with them because I found that they provided a lot of training and education and support. And, we meet usually once or twice a week and get all the market updates. And so I'm working with them, and I'm hoping eventually my market, I have to market myself, which is something I'm not super comfortable with, is putting myself out there and making real estate videos and things like that. So that's on the horizon. So I'm just working on building up my community and contact list and getting myself out there as much as I can.
Yeah, no, you got a good foundation because you are an expert in this fitness thing, right? So
Right.
if that opens the door, and that was sort of our strategy in terms of how we position you in the publication and beyond, because it's investing in yourself.
Yes.
And that investment is not just physical, but it's like, hey, you need some consultation when it comes to real estate and what the next step's going to be. So
Yes.
I'm glad we did that. I think that's
Me too.
What'd you think of your ad?
Oh, I love it. It's cool. I love it.
It's the two sides of Rachel Milbury.
Yes, very good. I love it.
The trainer and the real estate agent.
So I feel like, all my experience with working with people in general is just where my strengths are. And that way I can really give good one-on-one individualized attention and consultation and services to people in really any field. But I love the real estate field right now, and just helping people find the right house or sell their own house, and just giving really good individualized attention to them.
It starts with relationships, though.
Exactly.
So if you can open the door and, work with somebody akin to me and sort of get life back on the rails
Right.
and build that relationship, then it's like, okay.
Exactly. So health is number one.
Yes, no question about it. So how long you been in Westwood? What's the connection to this town? What brought you here?
I moved to Westwood in 2013 when my kids were really little, when my son was going into kindergarten, because I knew that the schools were so good. I grew up in Sharon, so just a couple towns over, and just thought it was kind of the best location, especially for schools. With 3 kids, I wanted them to get the best education and experience, and I think they are. My son just got elected junior class president, so I'm very, very proud of him.
That's cool. And that's
yeah.
Dawson, right?
Yes.
And he's the oldest?
Yes, he's the oldest, 16.
All right, how old are your 2 other kids?
13 and 12.
So it's a very calm, easy time of
Oh,
your
yeah,
life
yeah,
with
no
no drama
problem
at
at all.
home.
Exactly.
Very similar in that regard, because I've got a soon-to-be 17-year-old and a 15-year-old,
Oh my gosh.
a freshman and a junior. So
It's so much.
we have, it is, and I'm kind of promoting all of my podcasts, but you should also listen to the one I did with Lauren Watson, who runs
Okay.
Watson College Consulting, because you're not
Ooh.
quite there yet, but you kind of are.
I kind of am.
And I'm there with Dahlia, who's my junior,
Mm-hmm.
and I found Lauren to be just so soothing and calming.
Oh, that's
and say,
great.
hey, take a deep breath and let me help you get on the right path in terms of how you strategize and how you position yourself. So we're there.
That's awesome, because I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately, of where do I start this whole process? So I'm really glad to know that that's an option.
I link her podcast frequently to my friends because
Yeah.
we're kind of all in that boat, and everybody responds with, wow, she's really soothing. We met at the Muffin House back in February, I think, and it quickly became one of the more popular podcasts because it's almost evergreen. You know, you can listen to it today, and it's impactful today, but next year's crop of parents who
Right.
come through, it's not like that one episode's going to live forever. I'll definitely re-engage, but I just love, personally, meeting people who do different things. That's been the most enjoyable aspect
Yeah.
of my job
Yeah,
over these last 14 months. It's like I've learned things about,
So many different
oh man,
fields and careers and hobbies. And I just listened to the Hanya Trapper one yesterday.
yes.
Yeah.
Good.
It's so interesting.
She's in France right now. I
Oh,
sent
wow.
her a note this morning and she goes, great message, sending love from France. Yeah, they're a phenomenal couple too. So
Yeah.
listen, how do people learn more about you, get in touch with you, start to engage on how to get in better shape, and maybe pick your brain a little bit about your real estate expertise?
Sure. So you can just go to my website for training. It's themilburymethod.com, or you can email me at rachel@themilburymethod.com. I also am on Berkshire Hathaway website. You can just look me up, Rachel Milbury, and we can go from there.
Love it.
Yes.
So folks, we have now completed, I've done this, I've tracked the distance. That's half a mile.
Now we have a warm up.
Yep, we have a little bit of a warm-up. We've done half a mile. Relatively in good breath, I think.
Yeah, not
I
bad.
didn't run out of too much, but I'm about to. I said, hey, after we do the workout, we'll do the podcast. And I said, you know what? Bad idea.
Yeah, let's do the podcast first.
But that's great. That's Rachel Milbury. Don't forget, if you have an idea of somebody else I should catch up with and chat with and talk to them about what they do here on the Westwood Living Podcast, please send me an email. Leyden@bestversionmedia.com is the easiest way to do that. But until then, I'll be sweating with Rachel kicking my butt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice chatting with you.